All right, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. We got a special presentation of high school basketball here on Next Level Broadcasting. We're live at Traverse City St. Francis for the Katie Heinz inaugural tournament. Actually, I shouldn't say inaugural tournament. This event has taken place, and there's a very, very special tone and epitaph in the gym for this particular game and this particular occasion between these two schools, Traverse City St. Francis and Kingsley, squaring off all day this afternoon. This will be the final game between these two schools. They've played 5 games so far today. 7th grade, 8th grade, freshman, JV, and varsity, with the varsity teams capping it off an excellent and very, very special day of basketball between these two schools, combining to raise money toward the Munson Medical Center Pediatric Oncology Department. We're going to talk more about that later on in tonight's game. But first of all, we want to welcome you in here. This is the Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport pregame show here on Next Level Broadcasting, hosted by Charles Trail and Shane Smith. Our Traverse City crew here getting ready to get you settled in for what should be a great presentation of high school basketball between these two teams, and a really, really cool event. Invitational, they call it the Katie Heinz Memorial Tournament, and it's been nothing short of spectacular. We've been here taking it in. We saw the last 3 quarters of the junior varsity game, and it certainly was a special opportunity. As I welcome in my counterpart tonight, Shane Smith. Shane, pleasure to have you with me alongside me this afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Charles. It's a great afternoon to be here. The weather's beautiful. A beautiful day for this memorial game for Katie Heinz. I don't know how much backstory Charles gave you, but unfortunately back in 2004, she found out that she had cancer during a basketball practice, and she asked her team, how is your faith? They all, kind of responded in a good way, and she said, well, I'm keeping mine up as strong as ever, even though I've come down with this cancer diagnosis. And she kept through the battle right to the end, and her family has done a marvelous job here in Traverse City at the Gladiators gymnasium, keeping that tradition going every single year with this memorial game. They've raised some $250,000 for the Munson Cancer Center, the Oncology Hematology Center there. So a great benefit for her and in her name, and for so many wonderful recipients over the last nearly 2 decades now that this memorial game has been going on. So we're happy to be able to bring it to you. We're just under 10 minutes away until we have our tip-off here. So, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for that.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at this game between these two teams. You can throw records out the window for this particular game this afternoon. There's a lot of juice, a lot of just overall emotion, and it's a special afternoon to play basketball. So on days like today, you can kind of just take that record, crumple it up on the sheet of paper that you're looking at it, and just throw it out to the wind, because on special occasions like this, sometimes teams that might not have a good record rise to the occasion and play above what their record indicates.
That's right. They have a lot to play for here with this game tonight in honor of, a former
Katie
Gladiator,
Heinz,
Katie Heinz. They've got game number 5 here yet today. Obviously, Kingsley's had some success today, so they've got a lot building on that momentum there, but the Gladiators have a lot to play for tonight, and we're excited to see how that goes. They played a strong game. The most recent time I saw them down here against Charlevoix, kept it close the whole game. So I'm sure it'll be no different here against these Stags tonight.
Well, about 8 minutes and 30 seconds away from tip-off here tonight. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break with our pregame sponsor, the Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport. We'll be back in about a minute after this.
Now's the time to fly from your Northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport, TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
Collar Clinic, providing peace of mind and local customer service with the latest GPS collars, bark collars, e-collars, beeper collars, accessories, and replacement parts, protecting your dog's safety and giving you the confidence that you'll be hunting with your dog, not for them. Collar Clinic, your e-collar specialist in Northern Michigan for over 35 years.
Now's the time to fly from your Northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport, TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
Okay, here we are. Welcome back in. So, Shane, you talked a little bit about it earlier in our opening remarks.
Yeah.
But for the people who might not have heard us or are just joining us now, we're going to talk about it numerous times tonight regarding why this special tribute afternoon is so special. Talk us a little bit more through the Katie Heinz tournament and the memorial as well.
Well, Katie Heinz was a well-regarded basketball player in the
student.
And students, that's right, and student, of course, here at the Gladiators. And she unfortunately in 2004, which coincidentally was the year I was born, about 2 decades ago now, was diagnosed with cancer. And on the day she got diagnosed, she came back to practice, and she said to the whole team, asking them how everyone's faith was.
Yeah.
They all responded, pretty positively. But then she went into this story about, unfortunately, what she had diagnosed, but yet that her faith was as strong as ever going into this, into her fight with cancer, and she fought valiantly, of course. Unfortunately, at the time, Traverse City, the hospital, did not have a very strong cancer center, so ever since then, in the 2 decades since, this memorial tournament and several others around the area have been brought up, and they've raised over $250,000 for the Munson Pediatric Oncology and Hematology Cancer Center ever since then. So it's been a wonderful, wonderful event here at the Gladiators Gymnasium. There's a lot of emotion here today, as we saw. I believe it was her father come out and speak here just a few moments ago before we started our coverage. And it's just a very special event overall. The Gladiators and the Kingsley Stags, playing all day today. There's been a lot of emotion, a lot of hard-fought talent here, and we're excited to see how this unfolds. And the ultimate game that'll begin here in about 5.5 minutes. Like Charles said here a minute ago, records can go out the window in a scenario like this. We've seen teams all over play just as strong as ever when it comes to a memorial game like this, just because their emotions are so high, because they want to do what they can in order to show out not only for their fans but of the family of Katie Heinz. So we're excited to see how this goes. Stags have done a great job today so far. Gladiators have hung in right there with them all afternoon. They played a great game earlier last week when I was last down here. I'm Shane Smith that covered the Charlevoix versus St. Francis Gladiators girls game. They hung right in the entire game. So we're excited to see how that energy continues today with just under 5 minutes. Now, we do want to take a moment to thank our pregame sponsor, and that is Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport, who is bringing you this coverage not only before the game, but of course during the rest of the afternoon as well, that we're going to be here to be able to bring this to you for free. So ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get away to your dream destination. And you know what? If you want to beat the winter, make sure you fly TVC to the Sun and Sand. Are you looking for your spring break getaway? Make sure you book today, because spring break is coming right around the corner, just about a month and a half. That's all coming up, so make sure you book now before it's too late. And you have Allegiant, American, Delta, Sun Country, and United, and they're all getting you to where you want to go anywhere in the country, and they can connect you to anywhere in the world. So make sure you visit tvcairport.com for up-to-the-minute flight schedules. So, Charles, we've got just about 4 minutes left to go here until tip-off. Any other remarks here?
Well, I talked about it earlier. When you have two teams like this in such an emotional game with so much on the line and such importance to the community, and you talked about it earlier, this event through the course of history raising just over $250,000 for that Munson Cancer Research Unit to have that now 20 years later to have the ability to offer those services now to Northern Michigan that unfortunately weren't available back in 2004. I think that this game is much more than a game.
Right.
And you can just kind of tell by the ambiance and the feel in the gymnasium right now between these two teams that it means more. And we'll find out what that means when these two teams square off on the hardwood in just about 3 minutes. But looking, as we talk X's and O's about basketball, it kind of challenges me to be able to stop and take out the emotion and start talking basketball again.
Right, I know.
Looking at these two teams, I would imagine that, well, you saw the Raiders here Wednesday or Tuesday night when Charlevoix ladies beat the Gladiators Tuesday night, and the Gladiators have a hard time finding open looks. And they also have a hard time taking care of the basketball. Will the Kingsley Stags be able to force the Gladiators into turnovers? Will they be able to force them into tough contested shots? One key player for the Gladiators is freshman Harper Nausatis. Obviously, with a talent and size that she has, being able to control the paint with the mid-range jump shot to boot, I would envision her, along with Sophie Hardy, to lead the way for the Gladiators tonight. For the Kingsley Stags, you would envision Chrissy Wims, also Grace Lewis, and number 22, Emily Robinson, to be doing a bulk of the heavy lifting for them. So we'll see how these two teams match up against each other in terms of personnel, what the teams want to do, whether they go on a zone defense, trap, man-to-man. We'll see how they adjust based on the personnel of the other team.
Yeah. Well, we're excited to see how this goes. We've got just about 90 seconds now until tip-off. The team's getting ready here. St. Francis on the far side of the court there, saying their prayers one last time here before the game gets underway. Kingsley just finishing off with the shooting here. Charles, looks like we've got a commercial break.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and step aside one more time before we get going between our starting lineups, convocation, and the national anthem here. You are watching high school basketball on Next Level Broadcasting.
Now's the time to fly from your northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
Collar Clinic, providing peace of mind and local customer service with the latest GPS collars, bark collars, e-collars, beeper collars, accessories, and replacement parts, protecting your dog's safety and giving you the confidence that you'll be hunting with your dog, not for them. Collar Clinic, your e-collar specialist in northern Michigan for over 35 years.
And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back in. We're just about ready to get underway with our convocation and then the national anthem. So we'll put the audio down onto the floor here at the Gladiators Gymnasium. Traverse City, take it away here.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Traverse City St. Francis School for tonight's women's varsity basketball game. Please join me as our Gladiators welcome our very good friends to the south, along with their coaches and fans, the Stags of Kingsley. The athletes in the Lake Michigan Conference would like to show their support and commitment to sportsmanship. We understand this commitment to include respect, responsibility, and restraint. It is citizenship in action. We ask each of you to join us in making this a positive experience for everyone. Now we ask you to rise. Gentlemen, kindly remove your caps to join us in our pregame invocation, followed by our national anthem. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Amen. Lord, we ask you to bless these ball players and all who have gathered here. We pray that everyone bears in mind that tonight's gathering is simply a ball game. Please guide our actions both on and off the court to represent your teachings at all times. Grant, we pray, that tonight each player competes with a strong body, a clear mind, and a pure heart. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Amen. The privilege of this event was made possible and preserved by those who have fought and those who continue to fight for the freedoms we enjoy. Let's now honor and respect their efforts and sacrifices. All veterans, we encourage you to render this appropriate salute, and everyone else, please place your hand over your heart as we proudly sing our national anthem.
All right. Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to get into our starting lineups. And first, for Kingsley, senior 00, Chrissy Wims. Senior number 4, Grace Lewis. Freshman, wow, number 11, Grace Merchant. And a junior number 12, Marissa Graham. And last but not least, forward, sophomore number 22, Emily Robinson.
And now, let's meet your Lady Glad.
And now for the home team, ladies and gentlemen. Your starting lineups for the Glads with number 1, Harper Nausatis. Number 2, senior Adriana Sprenger. I thought the PA announcer was off. I thought that was number 10, Adriana Sprenger.
Well, I got to apologize. I misspoke in the pregame show. I said Harper Narcitis was a freshman. Correction, sophomore. So thanks for correcting me there, Shane.
Yeah. Number 30, Sophie Hardy.
Yeah, Sophie Hardy won the Katie Heinz Spirit or Embodiment Award before this game. So we'll see if that can ignite her will here tonight on the floor for the Gladiators. They're going to need all that they can get in order to compete with this Kingsley team here tonight, Shane, or this afternoon. A little matinee of basketball,
right,
if you will. Special occasion calls for a special time slot.
Right.
I like it.
We also have Kate Jensen, number 12, and number 14, Sydney Peters there on the starting 5 as well, once Charles and I got our wires uncrossed with the PA announcer. But here we are. Tip-off and the Gladiators for this wonderful Katie Heinz Memorial Tournament. The final game, the afternoon cap, if you will.
And we're ready to roll.
Gladiators winning that right here in front of us with number 12, Kate Jensen, handling the ball right now.
Yeah, we had a good view of that one.
Yeah, couldn't have been any closer, else our table would have folded in half. Gladiators swinging around now to 14, Sydney Peters. Back over to Nausatis.
Right now, just important to get a good first possession. Don't want to have any unforeseen turnovers as they get a nice little baseline jump shot. Knocking it down is Spranger. And that was a nice possession there for the Gladiators to open up a 2-point lead.
Nice job striking early for the Glads in this Memorial game. The Kingsley Stags now looking to answer right back. The pass to 12, Marissa Graham. Swinging it around here, the perimeter. Graham takes it back over. 45 seconds have gone by. Now to Wims. She's working against the Glads. Didn't like that opportunity. Back around the top of the arc we go. Kingsley not able to penetrate inside yet. They do just then. Too much traffic, though, for the Stags. They lose control of that one. And the Glads pick it back up now.
Spranger with it. Up. No good. Man, good look there in transition. Just unable to finish at the rim.
So the Stags take it right back with Robinson passing it back to Wims now. One of the star players on the team, no doubt about it. The senior, 00 on your screen.
Special agent.
Yeah, that's right, special agent. Just 00.
That's right.
We have our first foul tonight on the Glads. So that went on number 1, Harper Nausatis, her first. Going to the line now is number 4, Grace Lewis, another senior on the Stags. We'll call him Hurd, I guess. That one bounces off the back of the iron. Remains a 2-0 game.
2-0 in the first quarter. Just about a minute and 30 into it. Student section to our right for the Gladiators. Student section to our left for the Kingsley Stags.
Lewis picks up her team's first point of the night now. 2-1 remains the score with Jensen working it around the corner. Back out we go to the top of the arc.
Gladiators are going to have to do a good job against this Kingsley pressure. And as they have their first turnover right there.
Kingsley taking it back over now. Minute 45 is gone with Wims passing it around back to the corner. Now she gets it herself at the top of the arc, double teamed early. Now to number 11, Grace Merchant. Inside once again is number 22. Emily Robinson not able to get that shot to go in, but does draw another foul. So that will fall on number 14, Sydney Peters, her first team second this quarter now. Just about 2 minutes have gone by so far in the game. Gets that one to go in and ties things up. Grace Merchant, the junior on Kingsley's team right now in their starting five.
I believe cousin or sibling to quarterback for Kingsley, the Division 6 champions Stags, Gavin Merchant. So got to be a relationship there.
So Kingsley goes 1 for 2 there on their second free throw opportunity. The long pass up court to Sprenger. All over on the floor, and the Stags will have a foul.
Yeah, that was a pretty good collision there just over half court, Shane.
I would say so. A little bit early for a collision such as that, but it happens every now and then, so that foul will go on number 12, Marissa Graham.
Both teams playing hard.
And that's always a great sign to see it, and you would expect that in a game such as this, a Memorial Tournament. Emotions are running high, especially from the Glads. So now we've got Sydney Peters working her way around. Can't get that to go in. Pass it around. No good on the three-point attempt. Glads let that fall away and will remain their ball.
Gladiators baseline out of bounds here. Even score, 2 apiece.
Sadis looking to throw it in. She does early.
Well, actually, yeah, no, Sadis caught the pass from Spranger on the inbounds, and she'll get fouled and go to the free throw line for the first Gladiator free throws of the game. Second team foul going against the Kingsley Stags. Second team foul against Marissa Graham.
Both teams with 2 apiece here. Nausadis going up to the line. That one just a little bit too strong. So far, number 2, Adriana Spranger, the lone scorer for the Glads.
Got a couple of substitutions checking in for Kingsley.
Number 21, Delaney Case. And we'll get you that other number here in just a moment. Now Sadis gets the second one to fall in. The Glads take a slim 3-2 lead at the moment. Pass to the far corner, gets it back over to Wims now. She works it to number 4, Grace Lewis. And back to Robinson we go. Glads providing some stout defense, keeping the Stags to the perimeter right now. 5:18 to go here in the first quarter. As Wims tries her hand at it again, passes it off to Strang. Newcomer in tonight's game, number 2 there on your screen. No good on the shot, going back the other way.
That was a wise move by the Gladiators there to kind of pull that one out and settle it down going against this Kingsley pressure.
Spranger going for the long 2, falls away. Back into the hands or paws or hoofs, whatever you want to say, of the Stags. 3-2 is now the score still. Wims working her way in. Didn't like that, gets it back to Case now. And we swing up top to Grace Lewis. And a steal by Spranger. Gets the Glads to get the ball back in their possession. About 3.5 minutes of gameplay gone by so far. A combined 5 points between the two teams.
There's a nice baseline pass to Nausadis. She finishes off the glass. Nicely set up by Sophie Hardy to Nausadis for the easy little 6-footer.
5-2 is now the score. Stags coming into this game with a 10-5 record. Find themselves going out of the bounds, and so the Glads will take it back over. At the baseline we go. Spranger with the ball now. Back over to Kate Jensen. And now Sydney Peters takes it back over. She crosses half court. With the pass back over to Jensen again.
Yeah, so far the Gladiators, Shane, only with 2 turnovers so far. Doing a good job, especially Hardy. She's got back-to-back assists on the last 2 Gladiator baskets.
Harper Nausadis and Adriana Spranger bringing to you the last 2 baskets scored by the Glads. And Kingsley saw enough of that. They're taking a quick 30-second timeout.
Yeah, and I was just kind of alluding to the fact that the Gladiators have done a good job taking care of the basketball. I talked about it in the pregame show that that's going to be something that they need to put a high regard on, and they've done so far. Sophie Hardy. Shout out Olivia Hardy if you're watching. That's her older sister, went to Michigan State with me. But Sophie Hardy doing a good job of getting down into like the paint area, going against the zone, and then turning around, finding an open teammate. And she's done that on the last 2 consecutive possessions and has back-to-back assists.
Well, it's good to see the Glads taking care of things well. 2 turnovers, 2 fouls so far through the first, just a hair over 4 minutes of the first quarter. The Stags right there with them with 2 fouls, maybe as much as 3 turnovers so far. And the Glads have taken advantage of that with a 5.72 lead. Shot, 3-point made in by number 4, Grace Lewis for the Stags. Brings them right back within 2.
That was a good-looking jump shot, exactly what Kingsley needed after that timeout. A 3-ball to get them back to within 2 points.
And a block there by number 2, Annie Strang. The Glads will keep it. Then went out of bounds. 3:27 to go on the other side of this inbound by Nausatis. Struggling to find somebody. Finally gets it off to Spranger just in the nick of time. Spranger working hard against Robinson.
And Kingsley has turned up this pressure since they made that last 3-pointer, Shane.
You can definitely tell the momentum is a little bit more in their favor at the moment as they force that one out of bounds yet again. As number 21, Maya Padasek, newcomer in tonight's game. 23, Zoe Potter takes care of the inbound duties here.
I'd say for the Gladiators right now, there's a nice pass on the baseline.
Oh, no good there on the quick layup, but she does draw the foul. Nausatis will be heading to the line here.
Yeah, it's the 3rd team foul against Kingsley. And Nausatis goes back to the free throw line for her 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the contest. She's been to the free throw line most of any player so far in the game. And the Gladiators starting to pile up personal fouls and team fouls against the Stags.
Number 2, Annie Strang picking up the foul there for the Stags. Nausatis looking to make this 2nd free throw attempt here. And that one falls just short, so remains a 2.75 game. Wims, the fast break up court, gets it around to Strang. And a wide open Stag, that's number 4. Lewis not able to connect with that 3-point there.
Grace Lewis made the first one. Tried to knock that second one down, but there's a good hard foul on the sideline as Nausatis caught that one and was fouled by Annie Strang. So the 4th team foul against Kingsley.
4th against Kingsley, 2nd against Strang. Both she and Marissa Graham have 2 fouls apiece going into this final about 2 3/4 minutes of the first quarter. As Spranger gets it around, she takes it right back though. Trying to get something going here. Only 2-point lead at the moment. They have not scored in about a minute and a half of gameplay now. Nausatis working hard, double team. Finally gets it off. And number 14, Peters, takes it back over the top of the arc. Inside to Jetter. She didn't like that opportunity. Gets it back outside. And the ball is stripped by a Stag. That'll be another foul.
So the 5th team foul going against Kingsley. That'll put the Gladiators in the double bonus for the last 2 minutes, 22 seconds of this quarter. I've been impressed so far with the Gladiators' patience going up against this trapping zone defense for Kingsley, getting the ball to the free throw line area and then making a quality decision once they get it there.
So Delaney Caseway picking up her first foul. Coming in to give Strang a break is number 20, Alina Stewart. With number 12, Jensen at the free throw line, missed her first one. It's the 2nd one to fall right through. Both teams right around 50% free throw percentage at the moment. Opens us up to a 3.85 lead.
Yeah, I think the Gladiators are 3 for 6 from the free throw line. Kingsley 1 for 2, but just like that, Lewis knocks down another 3-pointer.
She's 2 for 3, and so is the rest of her team on the 3-point line. So she now has 7 points so far in this opening quarter, tying the ball game back up 8 apiece. Spranger to Jensen now, swinging back around to Peters.
There's a turnover. Oh, first to the floor. It looks like Kingsley got there first, got the possession arrow, and they'll take the possession arrow and the ball.
So a bit of a scrum there on the floor. Kingsley looking to take the lead for the first time in tonight's game.
And number 3, Bailey Charter has just checked in for Kingsley.
Minute 45 to go here in the first quarter. A tight ball game so far. 8 points scored apiece. The last time I was here on Tuesday calling the St. Francis versus Charlevoix game, neither team had more than 10 points going into the half. So this has been a great clip for the Glads so far. And they're holding Kingsley down well at the moment with only 8 points.
Yeah, they've done a good job of taking care of the basketball. The Gladiators haven't been getting good shots. So far, Kingsley a little more relying on the 3 ball. They've made 2 of them, and that's why, well, we were tied.
Kate Jensen.
But no more.
That's right. Kate Jensen with the 3 most recent points scored by the Glads. 10-8 score, minute 6 to go here in the first quarter. Wims getting that out to the corner. Meeting some trouble now. The ball handed off to Grace Lewis. Minder has 2 3-pointers made so far in this game. Another 3 made by 00 Chrissy Wims.
Yeah, special agent Chrissy Wims.
Yeah.
00 from deep.
Right.
She hit the 3, and Kingsley goes up by 1.
Springer tries her hand at it and gets the 3.
Oh, man, and the offenses are both coming alive right now as we've got back-to-back 3-pointers made between these teams, and they're feeling comfortable right now on offense.
Boy, these teams are humming right now, 13-11. Grace Lewis goes in and ties things up.
And Grace Lewis with 9 points so far for the Kingsley Stags, doing a good job. We got a good ball game here.
My goodness, I'd say so.
That one was tapped out of bounds, deflected by Kingsley. It's been a very interesting and fun first quarter of play between these 2 teams.
No doubt about it. Gladiators have 12.5 seconds to work with here to try and retake the lead one last time before the quarter comes to an end. A shot no good. Spranger tried to get it. Instead, Peters there. Back around to the top of the arc with 3 seconds. No good on the long 2-point attempt. And that'll fall out of bounds with half a second to go. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, tie ball game, 13 points apiece to end the first quarter. What a great game we have on hand for the Katy Heights Memorial afternoon. Charles, we've got a quick timeout break and commercial break. We'll come back on the other side of this.
Collar Clinic, providing peace of mind and local customer service with the latest GPS collars, bark collars, e-collars, beeper collars, accessories, and replacement parts, protecting your dog's safety and giving you the confidence that you'll be hunting with your dog, not for them. Collar Clinic, your e-collar specialist in Northern Michigan for over 35 years.
The Northern Michigan showcase between teams all across the state, all divisions, all athletic abilities. Nausatis all the way to the free throw line. Tried to get it to Hagelstein, but it was stolen. Nausatis gets it right back.
Oh, he's going to pull it.
Got
Oh, huge shot.
it! Hagelstein through the contact. There's A Cup guarded by Nausatis, and it's stolen away.
And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. 3 different Glads have come in. The first one right in front of us was number 32, Sophie Hardy. The other one is number 20, but I don't have her name on the roster. I'm getting the feeling that they've changed some numbers around for tonight's game, Charles. They don't quite match up with the roster, so we'll get that cleared out as soon as we can. But the Glads have the ball here to begin the second quarter, tie ball game, as number 3, Hunter St. Peter.
Yeah, so St. Peter in there. And also Hardy checked back in for the Gladiators. Moving around, trying to get it inside, stolen away by Kingsley. Wims now bringing it across the timeline.
She passes it off to Strang. No good. Back to Wims now. She works it into the paint. Met up with 3 different Glads, leaving Strang wide open. And that falls away. Glads take it right back. Minute has gone by so far in the second quarter. Glads looking to find somebody open here. Gets it back over to Spranger. She connects back with Nausatis now. She'll go for the long jumper. Falls short. Picked right back up by the Glads. And Nausatis has the ball again. Springer. 6:37 to go here in the second quarter. Gets it inside once again to Hunter St. Peter. Back to Nausedas, St. Peter again. Kingsley stiffening up a little bit inside of the arc now. Keeping the Glads on the perimeter, trying to get a shot off. Now we did have one three-pointer made by Nausedas here. Kate Jensen right before the beginning of this quarter.
Yeah, there was a foul there, and it's called, I believe, an over and back.
Yep.
And Emily Robinson got the steal there for Kingsley. And she was kind of my X factor tonight, as we talked in the pregame show. Someone to keep an eye on for Kingsley, someone who could impact the game coming off the bench. Look to see what number 22 in black, only a sophomore tonight, or this all year, I should say. You don't change the grade in one night.
No.
But having an early impact as she's checked in here in the second quarter.
Grace Merchant taking care of the things, getting off to Wims now. 2 minutes have gone by so far in the second quarter. Scoreless in the opening 2 minutes, and that will go off the feet of Gladiators, so the Stags will take it right back. Inbounds pass. A high one now to Wims at the top of the arc once again. Double team. She gets that one off and around to the far corner. We go for the three-pointer just off the mark. That was number 12, Marissa Graham. The Stags get it right back.
Stolen away, though, by St. Peter. Pass.
Long chuck up to Springer.
That was a nice outlet pass, just unable to finish it.
Glads get the rebound, so St. Peter once again taking things over at the top of the arc. Apologize, that's Sophie Hardy, number 32 on your screen. Nausedas now with the ball once again. 5:20 here in the second quarter. Now to Springer this time around. Both teams scoreless in 3 minutes of gameplay to begin the second quarter. Nausedas going for the long jumper, no good. Gets her own rebound, but not before going out of bounds, so the Stags will take it back the other way. Number 4, Grace Lewis comes back in now for the Stags. She's had 2 different three-point shots made so far this evening. 9 points total. Kingsley in no hurry here. Still a tie ball game, 13 apiece. Pass to the far corner. Strang now back to Wims. No good on the three. She wanted to take it, but had a little bit too much coverage. Gladiators trying to come away with it. The Glads not able to get it, so the Kingsley Stags fall away. Get it, number 3, Chrissy Wims for another 3.
And that's her second three-pointer so far in the game. Dialing it up from distances, Wims. And we highlighted her in the pregame show. One of the players to watch so far, holding up her end of the bargain.
So with that, the Stags take their first lead of tonight, with Chrissy Wims getting her second made three-pointer. The Glads fighting along the baseline, get it back out to Nausedas. She passes it inside to Sophie Hardy, and there's a foul call. So that'll be number 12, Marissa Graham. That's picking up her third personal only in the first half. Team's first so far this quarter, so she'll be taking a seat on the bench before long. And the free throw is made by Hardy, her first point tonight.
Yeah, Gladiators doing a good job kind of stopping the bleeding there. The Kingsley Stags were on a 6-0 scoring run. Back-to-back three-pointers made by them. And now Hardy with an opportunity to get it back to within 1 point.
Indeed, she does. Great form. Put a nice spin on the ball, and that falls right in. 15-16 game. Stags up over the Glads. 3:55 to go here in the first half. From the far corner, another three-point attempt, just short. Not able to come away with it was St. John.
That was a good rebound by Robinson in there, mixing it up again. Kind of my X-Factor pick for today's game.
The Glads taking it back to their home side with Kate Jensen in control.
10-second call in the backcourt against the Gladiators, just being a little bit too conservative bringing the ball across the floor, and they get the 10-second call. So Kingsley forcing another turnover, and that's one that you just try to get it across and then live with the results. If you're trapped, you're still not called for the 10-second call. You just got to try to meet the ball there. Gladiators probably won't make that mistake again, though.
No. So Wims off to Charter, and now back to Wims we go. Charter again working into the paint, gets it back to Wims. Kind of a dynamic duo at the moment as Wims trying to get something going here. Bounces it over to her teammate and Grace Lewis, now back to Charter. Stags have had this for about 25 seconds now on this end. Wims double team inside the paint. That one will bounce away, and taking care of things will be the Glads on the other side of this with Sophie Hardy.
Yeah, Glad's forcing a turnover right back after the Kingsley forced one against St. Francis. So defense is now starting to settle in as we saw an offensive output in the first quarter.
Right. 13 points apiece going into the end of the first quarter. Now a combined 5 between the two teams. Make that 2 more with Sophie Hardy knocking in the nice jumper.
She's got the last 4 points for the Gladiators, and with that a 4-0 scoring run, all courtesy of Sophie Hardy. And Kingsley is going to take a timeout and kind of talk things over here. 30-second timeout variety. And Shane, we got a 1-point game between these two teams playing. And as we talked about in the pregame show, when a game that's as special as this comes together, you got to throw the records out the window. These two teams are just playing basketball, having fun. It's kind of like growing up. You play basketball on a Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon. This game tipped off right before, I think just a little bit before 4:45. And it's a completely different feeling when you're playing, midway through the afternoon as opposed to 7 o'clock at night.
With daylight still streaming in the doors and
yeah.
everything, yeah.
Want to remind everyone that next Saturday we'll be back here at Traverse City St. Francis High School for the second annual Boys Basketball Northern Michigan Showcase. We'll be covering all 4 games that day. McBain versus Hamtramck, Cadillac versus Wayne Memorial, Traverse City Central versus Cass Tech, and St. Francis versus Glen Lake in the nightcap.
Ooh, what a game that'll be. One of the best rivalries in Northern Michigan. We'll be right here at Next Level Broadcasting to bring you all to you. What an afternoon that'll be. I know Charles, he gets pretty darn tired after a long day like that. What a job it is to keep all of us straight on a game and an afternoon like that. But the Glads get the ball right back after a missed shot by Kingsley. 2:12 to go here in the first half. With Hunter St. Peter, the pass to Springer. That one springs a little bit too far up and over the basket, and that'll go back the other way.
And so far, it was 13-13 at the end of the first quarter. The offense for both these teams has kind of dried up a little bit. Only 4 points in the quarter for the Gladiators, 3 in the quarter for the Stags. So defense now the tail of this quarter.
Well, speaking of defense, the Glads will pick up another foul off of a block on Grace Lewis's about 10-footer jump shot.
And Lewis now could be the first player in double digits with 1 or 2 free throws made at the free throw line here. She's got 9 points so far in the contest.
Right. And 12, Kate Jensen will pick up her first foul in the game. And indeed, Grace Lewis does cross into the double digits scoring. As 14, Sydney Peters comes back into this game. Jensen now with 11 points and brings the Stags with 1 up over the Glads, 18-17. Pass up court now to Hardy. She cannot quite get that one on a good connection to Springer, so the Stags will take it back over.
Yeah, kind of bounced that one and short-hopped Springer. Kind of went right through her legs. Missed opportunity there for the Gladiators, and the Stags kind of catch a break.
Ball did not spring very well for Springer to get a handle on it. I tried a little bit too hard for that pun there, but that's fine. Kingsley for the 3, no good. Picked it right back up, though, but Springer was there to intercept, so she'll be taking it back the other way with their teammates. 1:12 to go in the first half. As number 12, Kate Jensen, fighting for that one, draws the foul.
Yeah, that foul will go against Robertson for Kingsley. Robinson, I should say. And with that, Kingsley's still doing a pretty good job, only with 3 total team fouls. or 2 total team fouls, I apologize. So the likelihood of either one of these teams getting into the bonus in this second quarter, pretty low.
Yeah. Which is good for the pace of play here. Both teams enjoying a nice, fast game.
Oh yeah,
good scoring.
It's been a pleasure to watch and commentate so far in this game.
Yeah.
Well played by both sides, and there's a foul called against the Gladiators to stop that transition break opportunity for Kingsley. But Shane, I think the biggest lead in this game was 4 points.
5 when
5.
Glads had 7-2 lead early on in the first quarter. Yep. And then 2 straight made 3-pointers brought the Stags right back into things.
So it's been at the very most, a 2-score game the entirety of this basketball game.
Which is what we like to see. And
Oh,
you
yeah.
like to see at home, ladies and gentlemen. A good ball game is always great to watch from the comfort of your own home.
Oh, yeah, couch side.
That's right.
As Robinson catches that one about the 8-foot mark and drops it in for 2.
So that'll leave Kingsley to take a 3-point, 20-17 lead. Pass intercepted by Grace Lewis. She stood right there in front of that one.
Nice.
To Wims.
That was a great play. Wims got it on the back tip and found Robinson, and Kingsley goes up by 5 just 20 seconds before the half.
Robinson now jumps to a quick 5-point tally on her night. And that will remain Glad ball with 15.2 seconds to go. We've got Sophie Hardy taking care of the inbound duties one last time here, most likely before this half comes to an end. Pass to Peters.
Yeah, I would say the Gladiators are going to play for the last shot here.
With 8 seconds to go, trying to get back within a score. They cannot. That'll go out of bounds. So the Stags will take it right back over here with 5.5 to go. Wims with control. 3 seconds now. Pass to the corner. And that'll take care of your action here in the first half, ladies and gentlemen. Kingsley jumps out to a late 5-point lead here, 22-17. We'll go to a commercial break, Charles, for our halftime show. Who's our sponsor there?
Yeah, the halftime show today brought to you by Chris Hathaway at Farm Bureau Insurance. We're going to go ahead and take a quick TO. We'll be back in about 2 minutes, and we're also going to feature that promo for the Northern Michigan Showcase coming to Traverse City next Saturday. All day, 4 great games. Either watch it online for free, $10 to come in and watch them all in person. So you'll see that promo coming up during this little break as well. So enjoy that. We'll be back with a halftime show after these messages.
Are a collection of experiences, moments of happiness or times of great loss. First homes, new babies, property loss, even heartache. Knowing that your insurance provider is always close by offers comfort. At Farm Bureau Insurance, the experience you get with our local trusted advisors is different. From financial security to a helping hand, Farm Bureau understands the experience matters. Find an agent who can protect what matters to you.
The Northern Michigan Showcase between teams all across the state, all divisions, all athletic abilities.
Nausatis all the way to the free throw line. Tried to get it to Hagelstein, but it was stolen. Nausatis gets it right back.
Oh, he's going to
Triple.
pull it.
Got
Oh, huge shot.
it. Hagelstein through the contact. There's a cup guarded by Nausatis, and it's stolen away.
Now's the time to fly from your Northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
This is Charles, founder of Next Level Broadcasting. Interested in advertising on our channel? Get a hold of us. And next week, this commercial could be yours.
more than 18 years of construction and deck building experience, Renew It Decks and Outdoor Living wants you to know that they can customize and turn your deck and outdoor living space into something right out of your dreams. But wait, Renew It Decks and Outdoor Living is now hiring employees in the Grand Traverse area, featuring a competitive industry wage, 5 weeks of paid time off, profit sharing, a 401k match program, health insurance options, advancement opportunities, and full-time year-round work. For job inquiries, call 1-231-881-6282.
Lives are a collection of experiences, moments of happiness or times of great loss. First homes, new babies, property loss, even heartache. Knowing that your insurance provider is always close by offers comfort. At Farm Bureau Insurance, the experience you get with our local trusted advisors is different. From financial security to a helping hand, Farm Bureau understands the experience matters. Find an agent who can protect what matters to you.
And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our Farm Bureau Insurance halftime show. Shane Smith, Charles Strail will be joining me here in a moment. Got about 6 minutes until the end of the halftime break here, but what a game we've had so far. Combined 22-17 score between the two teams, with Stags on top from a flurry of three-pointers that they've had so far as well. Grace Lewis taking care of the ball at the moment with 3 different made three-pointers. She has 11 points in tonight's game so far. Chrissy Williams with 2 threes of her own, 6 points there. And Emily Robinson tying things out with 5 points on her team. Harper Nausedas beginning the scoring roundup for the Glads with 3 points. Adriana Springer with 7. Sophie Hardy with 4. And Kate Jensen with 3. All in tonight's game as well. And we want to welcome you into the Katie Heinz Memorial Game. Now, for those of you who may not have heard us explaining this at the beginning of the game, or have never heard of this in general in your own social circles, this is a tournament held every single year, 4 to 5 games all on the same day. This year it was between the St. Francis Glads and the Kingsley Stags. So you have your middle school, your JV, your varsity. I believe there's 2 games, 7th and 8th grade, then JV and varsity, all playing on the same day right here at the Gladiators Gymnasium. And what a day it's been so far. Now this memorial game, like I said, is in memory of Katie Heinz, who in 2004 was diagnosed with cancer. She actually found out during a basketball practice. And when she found that news out, she asked her teammates, "How is everyone's faith today?" And they all responded pretty positively, that things were okay, that they had strong faith. And she went and told them about this story, that she had just gotten diagnosed. And then throughout the rest of her battle, she kept that faith up as strong as ever. Unfortunately, because Traverse City was not blessed with a good cancer clinic at the time, she was not able to make it through her battle with cancer. But ever since then, this memorial tournament that's been held in the previous 20 years have raised some $250,000 for the Munson Pediatric Oncology and Hematology Center here in Traverse City. So what a great event this has been, and what a great cause this is for, Charles.
And I believe have been able to originate the blood transfusions now at the Munson Clinic in Traverse City because of the donations that they've been able to come forward and support with that oncology department with. So in 20 years, the progress of medicine and the ability of the human heart to give and to donate to advance our society forward is really a special testament to what we're able to do when we all work collaboratively.
Right. No doubt about it. Couldn't have said it much better myself, but I will say this game couldn't be a whole lot better either. I mean, it's been a tale of 2 quarters so far. The first quarter, both sides, guns were firing.
Yeah.
They each had a combined 13 points between the two teams, tied up at the beginning of the first quarter. Second quarter, Charles, it was pretty much all a defensive skirmish right up until the last maybe minute and a half or so.
Yeah, a little bit. The Gladiator offense kind of went into neutral there in the second quarter because they had 13 points at the end of the one quarter. They only scored 4 points in that second frame. Kingsley was down by 1 point with about 2 minutes left to go and ended the quarter on a 6-0 run.
Yeah.
To put themselves up 22-17 at the intermission between these two teams after 16 minutes of play. I mean, really, it was a well and even played half. And then Kingsley, the last 2 minutes, put the foot on the accelerator and got this 5-point lead.
Yeah, well, we'll be seeing how it goes. Kingsley is currently out warming up. The Glad's just coming back onto the court here. We do have some number switcheroos we want to make note of. Typically number 10, Adriana Spranger, is number 2 for tonight's game. Number 11, Sophie Hardy, is also number 32. And number 21, Maya Patasak, is now number 20 for this special game. So bear with us if we have any sort of, kind of whoopsie-daisies here and there. That's why. We got some number switch on us, so we're trying to get them down as quick as we can. But, Charles, we've got about a minute and a half here until the halftime break comes to an end.
Yeah, so, I mean, kind of provided that analysis of what happened in the first half.
Yeah.
We'll talk a little bit about what we think might happen and what I think might happen in the second half. One thing that the Gladiators did a really good job of in the first 12 and a half minutes, and that kind of thwarted them in the later part of the second quarter, was taking care of the basketball, establishing and getting good, high-quality shots.
Mm-hmm.
We saw it right out of the gates. They were able to break the Kingsley pressure, get it to the high post area, make a good, quick turn, and decipher if they wanted to go down to the right block, short corner on the left side, right side corner. They were hitting those shots and getting easy layups. Kingsley made a little bit of an adjustment there. Kingsley also got some turnovers, 4 touchdowns, as I like to call them, getting some steals, turning it into quick and easy baskets. And I think that's what allowed Kingsley to take this lead. But also the three-point shooting for Kingsley. I believe that they've got 3 3-pointers made or 4. St. Francis only with 1 3-pointer so far in the game. So Kingsley doing a good job of dialing it up from deep as well to get them this 5-point lead halfway through the game.
Yeah, well, here we go. Number 4, Grace Lewis, standing right here in front of us to handle the inbound duties.
Do you think she can hear us, Shane?
I'm sure she can.
Okay.
Probably messing with her psyche a little bit. I mean, wow, what are you guys doing talking about me right behind you like that?
Well, she is the leading scorer in the game.
That's right. So there'd be plenty to talk about for her for sure right now as she has the ball, goes for the 15-footer, and that one bounces around and in. 13 points she has now on the afternoon as we get the pass off to Harper Nausatis and back around to Peters.
And there's a steal.
Wow, nice interception there by Kingsley. Going back the other way is number 12, Marissa Graham. The pass, no good.
Now, Wims did a good job of fouling her shot there. She knew she missed it right away, and she was eager to go ahead and try to get that offensive rebound. Unfortunately, just timed it a little late on that, and possession arrow favored the Gladiators.
Right. So with that, number 12, Kate Jensen, in control now, gets it back over to Peters.
Largest lead of the game as well right now. 7 points.
Yeah, you're right. 7 points indeed. The biggest before that was 5 that the Gladiators held, and then Kingsley tied. So we have a foul situation here. That'll be on number 32, Sophie Hardy.
Yeah, she did. She had a nice move there. Drop step power, put the right shoulder down a little bit, but wasn't able to finish it off the glass. And that foul might have been a derivative of a little frustration from missing that shot, Shane.
Well, Grace Lewis has the ball again, back over to her teammates inside. No good on the layup, so back the other way. Still remains at 7-point lead in favor of the Stags with Spranger going for the 3 ball, falls off the glass. The putback right away, number 12, Kate Jensen. She has 5 points now this evening, back to a 5-point 24-19 game.
And that might be what the Gladiators have to do here to get some easy shots, some second chance opportunities on the offensive glass. It's a good way to kind of get your mojo back.
Yeah. Well, the Glads get that steal. So right back in I apologize, a rebound. So they've got it back in their hands now with Peters. Working it over to Spranger. Now back to Peters it goes. About 2 minutes have gone by so far in this third quarter. Both teams with a bucket apiece. As Peters once again to Spranger. Under the basket now to Hardy. Didn't like that opportunity. A little bit too much attention from the rest of the Stags. So she'll go up again and drills that one in.
And that was a nice move. She kind of had that same look a couple possessions previously and missed it, got the foul, but that time she didn't miss it. And nice left-handed finish off the glass with her offhand.
Glads coming back away after an intercepted pass from Grace Lewis all the way to the other end. was Jensen. She wasn't able to get that one to go in, so the Stags will take it right back.
Yeah, good job by Robinson to get the deflection, and she got the save as well.
Grace Lewis wanted to take that three. Instead, she'll get it inside. Gets that one mugged from her. That was Sophie Hardy all over that one. Back the other way, 5 minutes here in the third.
Yeah, you got to be strong if you're going inside the paint with the basketball this afternoon.
Especially with players like Hardy there guarding you like ticks on a stag, I suppose. I don't know.
Yeah, excellent defense by Hardy. She brings the physicality for this Gladiator defense.
So the Glads will take another 3 points and get it in. That was Sydney Peters.
And just like that, the Gladiators have even this one up after a 7-0 run of their own.
Sydney Peters getting her first points of the night in a big way here. A 3-point from way downtown, tying things up as Grace Lewis finds some trouble here going against
That's
Peters herself.
Shane, it's been the defensive effort for St. Francis that has kept the Stags at bay,
right,
while allowing St. Francis to get their offensive mojo back.
And another air ball from both Kingsley and Glads, and that will remain. Hold on.
The possession arrow will favor the Stags.
Yes, you're right.
But I like the tenacity of the Gladiators here with a counter punch. They were down by 7 points and answered with the 7-0 run of their own. An offensive rebound, a Hardy finish inside, and then Peters with the three-pointer. And we're knotted up 24 apiece halfway through the third quarter.
Wims gets that one off to 21 Case. The pass back around to Lewis now. She goes for the jumper, no good. Case there to get it back. Now to
That's Wims, big time.
No good there on the three-point shot. Falls right back into the hands of Nausatis. Going back the other way now for the Glads. Springer springs up for the three. That one falls short.
Nausatis on the offensive glass, though, and timeout taken by the Gladiator head coach. No, Shane, a quick observation that I wanted to, just talk about is that the Gladiators have been doing a much better job of defending the three-point line so far in this third quarter. Kingsley only with 2 points so far. It came on that little Lewis 15-foot running jump shot or floater, if you will. But no three-pointers, not a lot of penetration inside toward the basket. So the defense for St. Francis, I really think, has stiffened up and really started giving the Kingsley Stags a headache.
Right. A headache, no doubt about it. The Glads going on a big scoring run here. The Stags have not scored a point since the opening 30 seconds of this quarter. And now about 4 minutes have passed by since then. 24 points apiece. And the Glads will have the ball here to begin this possession.
Well, we got 3 minutes, 37 seconds left in the third quarter. We'll see what happens here. Should be fun.
Inside we go. Number back out to the top now. Peters. Now to Springer. Working her way around the top of the arc. Didn't like that opportunity. So we get it back inside now to Hardy, and there will be a foul call there. Kingsley, number 3. Bailey Charter, her first, team second now this quarter. Hardy taking care of the inbound duties once again. 3:17 to go here in the third quarter. Still a tie ball game. Gladiators trying to make something change about that. Now Sadis over to St. Peter now. Inside to Hardy. Too much traffic to St. Peter now at the top of the arc again.
And there was a lot of traffic in there, Shane. Kingsley did a good job of kind of swarming to the ball down there on the block.
There we go. A nice 15-footer from Harper Nausatis gives the Glads the first lead they've had since about 2 minutes through or to the end of the second quarter.
And now make it a 9-0 run for the Gladiators, Shane.
Nausatis with 5 points here brings it up to a 26-24 game. No good on the three ball. Picked up by Hardy. Going back the other way now in the hands of Peters. She passes that one off to St. Peter. Nausatis gets that one intercepted. Going back the other way.
And that was Grace Lewis. Had some good hands to be able to secure that one.
2 1/4 to go here in this third quarter. Glads with a 2-point lead still. Inside we go. Chrissy Wims not able to connect there on that one.
You can tell that Kingsley wants to make a concerted effort to get the ball inside, but it seems like they just might be forcing it a little bit too much.
St. Hardy all over that one. To St. Peter now for the 3 ball of her own, no good. Kingsley gains that one right back with a long pass up court to number 3, Charter, and she'll draw the foul.
Yeah, and Robinson with a nice pass up the floor, led Charter just a hair, and Charter did a good job of retrieving it, and, well, she took a pretty hard foul there.
Yeah.
And she earns her trip to the free throw line for sure.
Just a hair, Charles. You're starting to sound like me now.
Hey, you know, spend quite a bit of time with you in the basketball season, Shane.
Whether it's a good thing or not, yeah. Charter picks up that free throw.
A couple different Kingsley Stags checking in here. Number 20 and
number 20, Alina Stewart.
2.
And number 2, Annie Strang. Both players have yet to score points, but there's plenty of time left to go in this game as Charter ties things up there on both of those free throw attempts. St. Peter off to Jensen. Back to St. Peter we go. Now to Hardy to beautiful 3-point shot by
Jensen.
And
that was all set up by Sophie Hardy at the high post area, catching it and giving a quick ball reversal to Jensen.
Ooh.
As Hardy got the block there as well.
Whew. She picked up all of that block. My goodness. Down to the floor she goes, and they will keep the ball here with the Glads up 3, 29-26. Strang taking care of the inbound right in front of our camera there. And back around to Charter. She'll try for the 3. No good. Number 3 for the 3 missed. So back the other way we go with number 14, Peters.
And this is crucial right here. Sophie Hardy has been breaking down the defense.
Oof.
A lot of contact there with the no call, and Kingsley with a 5-on-4 opportunity here.
Wims getting it over for a long 3-point attempt. That was good by
Charter. And that's a good answer there as the Gladiators were up by 3 on a 3-pointer, and then Charter answers back with a 3 of her own.
So she has the 5 most recent points for the Stags, with Jensen now working her way inside. Connects.
That was a pretty move by Jensen. The head and shoulder fake froze the defense. Jensen just made a 3-pointer of her own, so that head fake was certainly at the most effective point in time right there after just draining a 3.
Oh, my goodness. Yet another 3-point by the Stags. That one falls short. They will pick up a foul, though, on the Glads. So that'll be on number 1, Harper Nausedas. Her 3rd already. Team's 4th this quarter.
So far, Shane, 1st and 3rd quarters.
Yeah. Good
scoring quarters for the Gladiators. They only had 4 points in the 2nd quarter, but outside of that, they've combined for 13 points in the 1st quarter and 14 points in the 3rd quarter.
Both of those free throws fell away from Strang. The Glads looking to add on to that total here with 15 seconds to go. Jensen, the pass over to St. Peter. Not enough. Back to Jensen we go at the top of the arc for the 3 ball. No good. That'll go out of bounds with about a 1.5 seconds before this quarter expires. Yeah, and with that, ladies and gentlemen, that'll take care of your 3rd quarter of action. What a great game this is. The Glads were down 5 to begin it, now are up by 2, 31-29. So with that, Charles, I think we're looking for another commercial break here.
Yeah, we're going to step aside here, give you another showing of the promo. Looking forward to next Saturday's Northern Michigan Boys Basketball Showcase. Stay tuned, 4th quarter action coming up after this. You are watching high school basketball on Next Level Broadcasting.
The Northern Michigan Showcase between teams from all across the state, all divisions, all athletic abilities.
Nausedas all the way to the free throw line. Tried to get it to Hagelstein, but it was stolen. Nausedas gets it right back.
Oh, he's going to pull it.
Got it! Haggleston through the contact. There's A Cup guarded by Nausatis, and it's stolen away.
And here we are, fourth quarter action just about to get underway here between the Gladiators and the Kingsley Stags. Charles Strail, Shane Smith here with you, hanging out this Saturday afternoon matinee version of girls varsity basketball.
And we'll say Grace Lewis, I'm sure she heard us that time for sure, was right in front of us again here. The Stags were in a little bit of trouble early. Lewis gets it back. Around the corner we go. The Glads providing some stout defense once again on the inside. So another perimeter three coming up, no good. Picked back up by Peters. I apologize, that was Jensen. No, that was Peters. Okay, number 14, Peters. I know what I'm talking about. So with that, Glads get the ball right back in their possession. 20 seconds have gone by here in the fourth and final stanza of tonight's game. With a 2-point lead still for the Glads. Down 5 at the beginning of the second half, and 2 more points by 20. Maya Patasak, her first 2 of the night. Also a newcomer, at least in this half, is Grace Merchant, number 11 there on your screen, a freshman for the Stags, and a 3-pointer made by number 3, Charter. She jumps out to a quick 8 points, all in the second half. 7 minutes to go in the game.
And that's her second 3-pointer made, both of them from the corners as well.
With Stags up 1, make that 3 now off of a lucky Stag bounce. Charter with 2 more.
Puts the Stags up 1. Charter with 10 points all in the second half, Shane. She's been the engine that's bringing this Stag offense to life.
I would say. They're not stagnant right now, that's for sure. Trying hard again with the pun as a missed shot there goes through by the Glads, and Charter with their 12th point in the half. Ladies and gentlemen, the Stags jump out to a 3-point lead here, and the Glads have enough of that. They're taking a timeout, Charles.
Yeah, 7-0 run.
Right.
All by,
Bailey Charter.
Yeah, all by Bailey Charter in the last minute and a half of the fourth quarter. I mean, she's coming out swinging, and these teams, once again, standing toe-to-toe in the center of the ring, just exchanging haymakers. As we saw the Kingsley Stags go into halftime up 5. We saw the Gladiators go into the fourth quarter up by 2. Now we see the Stags up by 3 again. Largest lead in this game tonight, 9 points? 7 points. Yep. 7 points, and then once the Gladiators were down by 7, they answered with a 7-0 run to tie the game up. I believe they tied it up at 24.
Yes.
And then they took the lead after that. Now that's where we're at now, 36-33. Kingsley with the 3-point lead. Thank you for making us a part of your Saturday afternoon. This has been a really fun game so far, Shane.
Yeah, I think not only because of the Memorial Game atmosphere, but also that there's still daylight for a varsity basketball game, just amping these two teams right up right now.
And we do have a special note here that today they raised over $6,500 for Munson Pediatric Infusion Clinic just today.
Well, Gladiator Nation, you can be proud of that. Great cause for sure. As the Gladiators get the ball right back here, jump ball scenario. The possession area will favor the Glads. So they'll get it right here in just a moment with number 23, Zoe Jetter, back in, taking care of the inbound duties. Jensen, the pass over now to number 12. Jensen taking it right back here at the top of the arc. I get Jensen and Peters crossed up every now and then. These pink numbers, I tell you what, Charles, they are something on these white jerseys to read from tonight. But we have 6 minutes to go, and the Glads get 2 more.
That was a nice play, kind of answering the bell right now, going inside, and I believe that was Jetter who was able to get that to go.
So her first 2 points of the night coming at a critical time, bringing them back within 1 point now. We have 7 different Gladiator scorers as number 12.
That's 22 Robinson is going to the free throw line for Kingsley.
And 12, Kate Jensen picks up her third foul of the game. No good on the first free throw there. The other side of this, it'll be 5:43 to go in the game. One possession and 1 point difference between the two right now. Glad's trying to get it back to at least 2. Indeed they do. Robinson with 6 points tonight. Sprenger passing up now to Peters. Working her way into the paint along the baseline. Gets it back out to Sprenger. She goes for the long shot. Gets it blocked. Back the other way with Charter in control. 37-35 is the score of tonight's game. With Wims back in control. Gets it off inside now. And the shot up and away. No good. That was number 12, Marissa Graham. Glad's taking it right back in their control, 5-11. Jeter gets that one tipped away, and Wims comes right back with it for the Stags.
Robinson puts it up, puts it in. That was a nice play. Good run out and kind of like a secondary transition for the Stags to put them back up by 4. Wims with the assist. Robinson finished it off at the rim for her 8th point.
So Peters taking it back over now, gets it off to Jensen. And around the far corner we go. Inside for 2, no good. The putback also short. A third try finally falls in from Maya Patasak.
Well, if you don't get it, try.
Yeah.
Try again. And that was on display right there. Good job by Patasak to finish that one inside. Lewis teeing it up.
No good. Patasak there to get the rebound. Still remains a 2-point game. 4 minutes, 13 seconds to go. What an evening this is now. 39-37. Peters back around to Sprenger. Up and over the basket. Patasak there for the rebound. No good. Stags taking it back the other way. But not before another steal by the Glads. Coming back now. Peters all over this one at the moment. Double teamed way back towards the half-court line. Finally gets it off to Jensen. Now Patasak tries her hand for a long jumper. No good. Sprenger knocks it over to Patasak again. Sprenger for the rebound and finally draws that foul.
Well, the Gladiators are working hard on the offensive glass right now, Shane. We saw in the third quarter, at the beginning of the third quarter, when they were struggling offensively, what did they do? They got some offensive rebounds, got some early shot attempts on those putbacks. Right now that their offense is kind of sputtering again, going back to the offensive glass and trying to reestablish that rhythm.
And for St. Francis now, we've got Sophie Hardy back in. She's been one heck of a presence there under the basket so far tonight. The Sprenger tries to get this back within 1. Indeed she does. Sprenger in second place for scoring right now in the Glads with 8 points. 8 very hard-fought points so far against this stout Stag team. 38-39. Stags up by 1. Under the basket is Patasak fighting for that rebound jump ball, but that will favor the Stags.
And you know, Shane, in these type of situations, I wish that they'd actually have a legitimate jump ball.
I know, right?
Maybe just in the fourth quarter. You know, It's possession arrow speeds the game up. I understand that. But in the fourth quarter, I think you should have a jump ball center court. As Wims, with a beauty of a play, drive in, slicing through the Gladiator defense. She got the bucket and will get a free throw opportunity for a true old-fashioned three-point play.
That's right, so that'll go on 12. Kate Jensen, her 4th foul. The Glads not excited to lose her if that opportunity does come up. She's so far the scoring leader with 10 points. To my unofficial scoring totals, Harper Nofsadis comes back in, as well as number 3, Hunter St. Peter. Wims looking to make this a 4-point game again. No good, so it remains a 1-possession game. Hardy fighting for that one. Another jump ball, this time to the Glads.
Once again, Shane, I think jump ball, center court, jump it up. That's just me, though.
Boy, it's been a long time since I've seen one of those scenarios.
I also think there should be a shot clock. But
well, yeah, that would
I
help.
digress.
Minute and a half possession sometimes in high school basketball can draw things out, but this game is not drawn out as Hunter St. Peter takes that one inside. That'll be off the foot of a Stag. So the Glads lucking out here. 3 points between the two teams with 3 minutes exactly to go. Jensen taking care of the inbound here.
Got 2 team fouls apiece right now as we just get underneath 3 minutes to play.
St. Peter looking for somebody, gets it off to Nausedas. He's had a fairly quiet evening so far, only 5 points. Hardy gets that one out of her hands, knocked away by a Stag. Fighting around on the floor now, another jump ball, this time favoring the Stags. 2:42 to go on the other side of this.
Well, we got a 3-point game, a true one-possession game. It's been a one-possession game, Shane, pretty much the entirety of this one.
Right.
Largest lead was 7. And, well, this is exactly kind of what we thought we'd be in for today.
And I'm glad for it. Calling games like this was a real treat as the Stags take a timeout here. Charles, are we going to keep it here?
We're going to keep it right here and just kind of in envelope and just talk about the true meaning of this event. Obviously, we talked about it a couple of times earlier, Shane, but this is the Katy Heights Memorial Tournament. 7th, 8th freshman, JV, and varsity teams. 5 games between both these schools' women's programs have played this afternoon, and together they raised over $6,500 just today for the Munson Pediatric Infusion Hematology Clinic, and that's an awesome statistic, an awesome number, just an awesome event for these two schools to collaborate and come together in order to support this cause. And, well, the student athletes, they've been holding up their end of the bargain as well for everybody who came to check this one out. 3-point game with, I believe, just over 2 minutes left. We'll see what happens coming down the stretch.
Last time the Lady Glads played here on Tuesday night against Charlevoix, the combined 2 teams scored less than the point total that they have right now in this game with 38 points that this team has put forward so far. We've got a full 2.5 minutes to go. What a great game it's been to watch so far. Coming down to the wire here. The Stags will get the ball, I believe, to start on the other side of this timeout, and indeed they do, with Lewis, the scoring leader on the floor so far tonight, getting the inbound off.
Yeah, I would imagine that Kingsley might try to work a little clock here, bleed the clock just a hair, and force St. Francis to commit some fouls, given the fact that they do have a 3-point advantage and there is no shot clock in high school basketball.
Lewis with the ball now to Wims, 2:08 to go. Pass to Robinson, who's also had a great game so far with 8 points, including a couple made threes. Wims back around the top of the arc. Now to Lewis once again. Minute 52 to go. A little keep away right now with Charter and Lewis.
Yeah, they've held the ball now for 50 seconds on this possession alone, Shane. As Wims has it up top, they're really trying to make St. Francis foul them. And that's what you need to do. Or if you're the Gladiators, you get a steal.
Well, a nice tip there. Glads almost came. Oh, hold on. They did.
And they take the timeout. Excellent coaching by Gladiator head coach Adam Warren. He saw that Peters had possession, and he ran over to the official who was closest to him, took the timeout, and got rewarded with the possession of the basketball. So the strategy kind of backfired on the Stags. They wanted to kind of milk as much clock as possible, but they turned it over. Now the Gladiators will have an opportunity to potentially tie the game with a three-pointer. So it's a double-edged sword when you try to really stall like that and bleed the clock. It's tough.
Great patience showed here by the Gladiators, waiting a full minute for that possession to finally come to an end, and then Peters to take that ball away off of a clean steal like that right here in front of us. Great showing by them as we've got about 20 seconds to go in this timeout. Glad's hoping to get back to a tie ball game here with, I believe, about a minute 22 to go, Charles, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, just a minute 22 to go. Each team with 2 timeouts left.
Only 2 fouls apiece, too.
Two fouls apiece. So, and I was going to bring that up because if you are the Gladiators right now and you don't score a basket here, what you want to do is try to get a quick trap, a steal, once again. But you, at some point in time, are going to have to start fouling because they still have 2 more fouls to give before their 5th team foul, which will then put Kingsley on the line.
So right here next to us, Sophie Hardy gets it off to Hunter St. Peter. Minute 20 to go. 41-38 is the score. The Stags on top. Driving right now is Peters.
Oh, nice play. Gladiators with a little empty side pick and roll, and they got Harper Nausatis going toward the basket. Peters found Nausatis, and that pick and roll was a nice play call out of the timeout.
So Nausatis with a fairly quiet game so far, only 5 points tonight. Looking to make it 6 here, getting these points in a big way now late in the game.
And that was a big free throw there, bringing it to a 2-score game. She's able to make this one. You could add a lot more pressure on Kingsley as it gets real quiet in here.
Maya Patasak comes into the game now. I feel like we should be calling a golf match, Charles.
Yeah.
And with a beautiful stroke, Nausatis finds that one right in the hole here.
Yeah.
1:09 to go.
Lined up the putt and knocked it in.
That's right.
We joke about that because it was so quiet in here, Shane, as you said. It felt like we were on the 18th green. And
at the Masters.
At the Masters, yeah.
So 41-40. Stags with a 1-point lead over the Glads. A long pass, a race down to the other end of the court. Glads double teaming here.
That was an aggressive play call by Kingsley to throw that one deep down the sideline. I don't know if Dan Campbell's coaching the Kingsley Stags right now, but that was an aggressive play call to throw that one deep. Robinson was able to track it down with her athleticism, but with 1 minute, 2 seconds remaining, it's a 1-score game, or I should say 1-point game. The Gladiators used one of those fouls there, so they'll have 1 more foul to give before they can put Kingsley on the free throw line. With just over a minute, you kind of want to see if you can get a steal within 30 seconds.
Right.
If you don't get one within 30 seconds, then you might use that foul to give. But the longer you can go without having to give that foul, give you more opportunities to get a steal, that's what you also need to consider. Now, if you're Kingsley, you have the ball. Right now, the ball is more important than the score.
Right.
You're up by 1, but you have the ball. Mm-hmm. So you need to treat the ball like it's the most important thing in the game right now.
Okay.
Because as long as you have the ball, the Gladiators can't score. So we'll see how well Kingsley does executing this 1-minute offense. And there you have it.
Yeah, there you have it. The 1-minute offense and the 1-minute pep talk here by Charles. As both teams line up here with number 4, Lewis, taking care of the inbound duties, working against none other than Adriana Spranger. 64 ticks of the clock left to go on the other side of this. To Robinson now. And back to Wims, working against Patasak. Time ticking under a minute. Now back to Lewis.
Gladiators trying to deny the ball or deny the pass. 20 seconds off the clock here so far, and Gladiators are going to have to try to foul here or get a quick steal. And there's the foul to give. They foul Wims. That foul will go against St. Peter. Team's 4th foul against the Gladiators. Checking in is Peters. She'll come back into the game. Now no fouls left to give. Well, excuse me.
I was going to say.
Yeah, Gladiators with 2 fouls left to give. I misspoke a couple of times earlier on in that little soliloquy during that timeout.
Your little soapbox?
Yeah, but
that was a good one.
They need to get a quick steal or foul again, and they do.
So that'll go on Spranger. She only has, well, that's only her first foul this game, so that's great news for her.
So that's a 4th team foul.
Lewis taking care of the inbound duties right here next to us. 34 seconds to go in the game.
As I said earlier, Shane, the ball is more important than the score right now. Keep control of the ball. You don't allow your opponent to score. As St. Francis fouls Wims, that'll put her on the free throw line for a double bonus. And this is what I like about the rule change right now. Sometimes in years past, the 1-and-1 was so punitive if you missed that first free throw that it didn't really penalize the team that fouled.
Right.
And you also have to remember that fouling is a penalty as Wims make the first of 2 free throws. So now with the double bonus, it makes fouling even more adverse.
Well, with that, Chrissy Wims gets her 10th point. St. Francis with a must-make 3 here to try and tie things up. 43-40 is the score, 25 seconds to go.
Trying to just get a quick 2.
There it is.
The quick 2 extends the game, Shane.
Sydney Peters with 5 points now. And there's the foul call with, again, that's the 3rd time we've seen this, 15.2 seconds to go here in the game.
Yeah, and the quick 2-pointer extends the game. It gives you more margin for error, whereas if you take the 3-pointer and miss it, the percentages of making that 3-pointer are a little lower than making a close-range 2-point shot or a layup. And now it puts the pressure back on Kingsley to execute at the free throw line.
Wims misses the first one. Just the scenario the Glads are looking for as you described here, Charles. 43-42. Crowd alive now. Wims makes that second one.
And Kingsley's going to take one of their 2 remaining timeouts and try and talk about what they want to do schematically here with 15 seconds left. I would imagine that in this certain situation, Kingsley might change something up defensively. They've been playing this zone trapping defense pretty much the whole game. And sometimes in these situations, coaches play a game within the game and try to, match wits or out-duel each other.
Okay.
And maybe they come out with a man look or just a different defensive schematic approach to try to throw a curveball to the Gladiators here. With, they'll have 15 seconds, down 2. Got to imagine that they're drawing up a play right now that is focused on beating whatever Kingsley's done so far defensively throughout this game. If you change up your defense, then the play that the Gladiators just drew up is kind of null and void. So that's the game within the game going on between these 2 coaches right now. So it'll be interesting to see what both teams do.
Well, I tell you what, Coach Warren has quite the job on his hands right now. With, once again, 15 seconds to go, a 2-point, 44-42 game.
Kingsley showing full court pressure. And it looks like they're matching up, playing man-to-man defense.
Sadis, a quick pass up court now to Peters. 10 seconds to go in the game. Peters driving, gets it off. Immediately for the 3-point, no good. Falls in the hands of Kingsley. Another foul attempt down on the baseline.
Yeah, the Gladiators got a nice dribble handoff there. Springer had an open look. Maybe rushed it just a tad as Robinson secured the defensive rebound, and she has a chance to ice this one at the free throw line for Kingsley. St. Francis still with 2 timeouts remaining. So if Kingsley's only able to make 1 of 2 free throws here, I would envision the Gladiators taking a free throw, but Robinson makes the first of 2. So this is the big one right here.
The weight on Robinson's shoulders must be just about backbreaking. See how she does here. The shot that can put the game away. It does not. 3 seconds to go. The long chuck up court to Springer. She has to put it off. No good. Just off the glass, and that will take care of the game here.
So kudos to the Gladiators for getting the shot away before the horn sounded in the final buzzer. And what a special game that this was between these 2 schools in the Katie Heinz Memorial Tournament. Kingsley winning this one 45-42. Shane, before we sign off, any final thoughts regarding this special event this afternoon?
These girls, we said this at the beginning, would come out. We knew that they were going to play their hearts out, and indeed they did. A special night here, a special charity that they're playing for, to be able to give more cancer treatment opportunities to young people and old alike here across the entire Traverse City area. And it was a wonderful game. $6,500 raised for the Katie Heinz Foundation. So we're happy to have not only this game here, but also to be able to broadcast this special event. And what a game it was, Charles, to round out this game of 5 different teams playing.
So for everyone here, a part of our crew tonight, we want to thank you, our viewers, for tuning in, making us a part of your Saturday afternoon. For myself, Charles Strail, Shane Smith, Levi Prohl, and Burr Ari, we thank you for tuning in Until next time, everyone, this is Charles Trail with Next Level Broadcasting saying good night from Traverse City. Have a great rest of the weekend. Hey, yeah.